Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Aina Batisha Rizal binti Zainal Rizal, and today I'm going to talk about fi'al madi. So what is fi'al madi? Fi'al madi is a past tense verb. It denotes an action that have taken place in the past or have happened before. For example, kataba, he wrote, or akala, he ate. So let's see what happened if we use fi'al madi in a sentence. Zainab zahabat ila al-madrasati. Zainab went to the school. Zainab is a mutada, which is the subject of the sentence. Zahabat is fi'al madi, as I have stated before. Fi'al madi is a past tense verb. As Zainab is a hiya, this refers to third person singular, and using ta at the end of zahaba means it is for a female. Ila is a proposition which means to, and al-madrasati is isim majrur, which is the object of the proposition. Next, let's talk about fi'al mudari. What is fi'al mudari? Fi'al mudari refers to a present future tense. It is an action that is ongoing, habitual, or anticipated to happen in the future. An example of fi'al mudari is yashabu, is goes, or is going. An example that I use in a sentence is at-talibu yaktubu al-warqah. The student writes the paper. At-talibu is a mutada and a fa'il. Al-mutada is the subject of the sentence, and fa'il is the doer of the action. This indicates that at-talibu, the student, is the one who writes the paper. Next, yaktubu, which is a fi'al mudari. What is fi'al mudari again? Fi'al mudari is a present future tense. The usage of ya indicates the third person singular, which means yaktubu ya refers to at-talibu, which is a huwa. So huwa is a third person singular, hence the usage of ya indicates the third person singular. And lastly al-warqah, maf'ulu bihi, which is the direct object. Let's talk about fi'al amar. Fi'al amar is a common form of verb. It is used to ask someone or instruct someone to do an action. For example, ashabu, go, or takulu, eat. An example that I will explain today is Ya Amina, ikra'i al-majalati. Ya Amina, read the magazine. Amina is an isim khas, which is a proper noun. Next, ikra'i is a fi'al amar. As stated before, fi'al amar is a common of verb. This refers to Amina, which is a singular female in second person. And lastly, al-majalati, which is a maf'ulu bihi. As always, this means direct object. We have already talked about fi'al madi, fi'al amar, and also fi'al mudari. So let's talk about fa'il. Fa'il is a doer of an action. There are three types of fa'il, which is isim zahir, dhamir mustatir, and also dhamir baris. Isim zahir is when the fa'il subject is clearly mentioned in a sentence. For example, at-tabibu alija al-marid. The doctor treated the patient. At-tabibu is the fa'il, and al-marid is the maf'ulu bihi. We can clearly see that in the sentence, the doctor is the one who treated the patient. Next is dhamir mustatir. Dhamir mustatir is when the fa'il is hidden or not mentioned specifically. For example, katabtu ar-rasala, I wrote the letter. Akatabtu is a fa'il, ar-rasala is a maf'ulu bihi. Katabtu is a past tense verb. The first person singular, indicating the speaker as the doer. This doer is not mentioned and is hidden, hence making it a fa'il dhamir mustatir. And lastly is dhamir baris. Dhamir baris is when, even though the doer, the fa'il, is not clearly mentioned, but we can understand and know who is it, in who it is, based on the context. For example, Ana zurtu al-maridah. I visited the exhibition. Ana is a fa'il, al-maridah is a maf'ul bihi. We can see in the sentence, even though the fa'il is not clearly mentioned, but we can see that I am the one who visited the exhibition, and we can understand that correctly.
Assalamu alaikum, my name is Ma Yisa. I will continue. اسم الفاعل الطالبة ناجحة. طالبة مبتدأ ناجحة خبر اسم الفاعل. The ناجحة from the ناجحة it add alif to become the اسم الفاعل. الطالب مجتهد. الطالب مبتدأ المجتهد خبر والاسم الفاعل. It derived from the فعل المضارع, change the ياء to ميم and change the second last letter to كسرة. اسم مفعول. الأمانة مبتدأ محفوظة خبر والاسم المفعول. It derived from the فعل الثلاثي حفظة محفوظة become to اسم المفعول, and the شارك يشارك مشارك derived from the فعل المضارع, change the ياء to ميم with ضمة and change the second last letter to فتحة. It will become to the اسم المفعول. المفعول به and مضاف إليه. يتناول الأستاذ الطعام في بيته. يتناول فعل مضارع مبني على ضمة. الأستاذ الفاعل مرفوع بالضمة الظاهر. الطعام مفعول به منصوب بالفتحة الظاهر في حرف الجر مبني على سكون. بيتي مجرور بالكسر الظاهر وهو مضاف. هو ضمير متصل مبني على ضمة في محل جر ومضاف إليه.
So to begin, I would like to start with few grammatical rules, which is مبتدأ والخبر. So, as you all know, as we all learn in the class, مبتدأ والخبر is consists in the sentence, or we call it al-jumlah ismiyah. So usually mubtada will begin in the sentence, which is mubtada will be in the first sentence. The words will be in the first sentence, and while khabar will be the words that completed the meaning of mubtada. So as you guys can see from this slide, there is few sentences that I have included there. So al-mudarrisatu nashitatun. Al-mudarrisatu here is mubtada, and to analyze it is mubtada marfu bid-dhamma az-zahira. Continue with nashitatun. So nashitatun here is khabar. Khabar marfu bid-dhamma az-zahira. So this sentence is in a form of mufrad. So next, for the second sentence, al-mudarrisatani nashitatani. So al-mudarrisatani here is mubtada. Mubtada marfu bil alif al-muqaddarah, while nashitatani is khabar marfu bil alif al-muqaddarah. So we can see that these two sentences is different because it is different in the types of, for the first sentence it is in a form of mufrad, while for the second sentence it is in a form of musanna. So the first sentence is mufrad, which is singular, or we can say that it includes a person or a thing, while for the second sentence musanna, it includes two things or two persons. So I think we can move to the second slide. Okay, so now let's talk about the next grammatical rules, which is isim inna wal harful jar. So basically, I will first talk about what is isim inna. So isim inna is actually derived from the biggest topic called inna. So inna actually divided into two aspects, which is isim inna and khobar inna. However, Sister Ani will explain in detail about what is khobar inna. So inna actually consists mubtada and khobar. So for mubtada, which is isim inna, actually when a sentence that is consists inna, automatically it will resulting the next word as isim inna. So isim inna here can be analyzed as isim inna mansub bid-dhamma az-zahira and continues with hadirun that can be identified as khobar inna and should be structured in marfu. Okay, so harful jar here can be analyzed as harful jar mabni ala sukun. So after the words of harful jar, automatically the next word that comes after harful jar should be known as majrur. So al-bayti here can be categorized as majrur, and the analyzation for the majrur is majrur bil kasrah az-zahira.
Now I will continue to the next grammatical rules, which is khobar inna. The sentence here is inna al-matara wazirun. So the khobar inna here is wazirun. So the wazirun is khobar inna marfu bid-dhammah az-zahirah. Meanwhile, the words al-matara is isim inna, which is mansub bil fathah az-zahirah. The next grammatical rules is isim kana. So the sentence given here is kana mawqi'u al-interneti ra'i'an. So the isim kana here is mawqi'u, which is marfu' bid-dhammah az-zahirah wa huwa mudaf. So the next word, which is al-internet, is analyzed as mudafun ilayh majrur bil kasrah az-zahirah, because it is located after the mudaf, which is the mawqi'u. And the next word is ra'i'an, which is khobar kana mansub bil fathah az-zahirah. The last grammatical rules is khobar kana. So the sentence here is kana al-ilmu nuran. So the khobar kana here is the circle one, which is nuran. Nuran khobar kana mansub bil fathah az-zahirah. While the earlier word, which is al-ilmu, is analyzed as isim kana marfu' bid-dhammah az-zahirah.
Okay, now for this slide, I will explain about one of the rhetorical features that we include in this presentation. So for this part, I will explain about at-tashbih. So at-tashbih is we can say that tashbih consists of 4 aspect, which is al-mushabbah, al-mushabbah bih, wajhu shabah, and adatu tashbih. So from this slide, as you all can see, there is an example for the sentence that I have identified which one is mushabbah, which one is mushabbah bih. So al-ilmu is mushabbah, or we can say subject, and an-nur is al-mushabbah bih, or the words that will explain in detail about what about this subject. And then wajhu shabah fil hidayah, and for wajhu shabah, it is the function is to connect the mushabbah and mushabbah bih. And for the last one, adatu tashbih, which is kaf. So all of these aspects actually plays their role to completely form a sentence. So moving on to the next slide. Okay, so for this slide, as you all can see, I already attached a table for us to be more clear and can increase our understanding on this topic. So from the table, as you all can see, there is the types of at-tashbih. I mean, like al-mursal, al-mufassal, al-mujmal, and al-mu'akkad. So from the table, we can understand that if all of the aspects such as al-mushabbah, al-mushabbah bih, wajhu shabah, and adatu tashbih is included in a sentence, it will be categorized as al-mursal mufassal. Also, if the sentence is remove the adatu tashbih, it will be changed as al-mu'akkad al-mufassal. So as we can see from the example of the sentence, for al-mu'akkad al-mufassal, mithlu have been removed because mithlu is one of the adatu tashbih. And moving on, for the al-mursal al-mujmal is when wajhu shabah is not included in the sentence. So as we all know, fil hidayati is the wajhu shabah, since fil hidayati is not included. And for the last one, al-islamu an-nur, it is clearly saying that it's only included al-mushabbah and al-mushabbah bih, since all since adatu tashbih and wajhu shabah is not included, and this sentence will be known as al-baligh.
I will continue isti'aratul tasrihiyya wal makaniyya. In this sentence, ra'a fi'l madi mabni 'ala al-fatha al-muqaddara tu ضمير منتصب والفاعل مرفوع بالضمة الظاهر. أسد إذ مفعول به منصوب بالفتحة الظاهرة. يتكلم إذ فعل المضارع والمرفوع بالضمة الظاهرة. In this sentence, أسد means a lion, and it's al-mushabbah bih because it doesn't have mushabbah, and here express a human angry like a lion. So the mushabbah is al-insan. الاستعارة المكنية دار فعل ماضي مبني على الفتحة الظاهرة وفاعله ضمير مستتر تقديره هو. الخبراء is مفعول به منصوب بالفتحة الظاهرة في محل جاري مبني على سكون ظاهرة. المدينة is مجرور بالكسر ظاهرة. In this sentence الخبراء is مشبه. It means the news spread faster, so the mushabbah bihi is the daira, which means a bird.
Let's talk about kinaya next. Kinaya is a rhetorical device when we use a word or a phrase to imply a specific meaning without it being direct. So, the first one is kinaya an-safa. Kinaya an-safa is when a direct expression is used to allude a characteristic or attribute rather than stating it clearly. For example, as-sama'u tabki, the sky is crying. The kinaya is crying because we actually want to say that the sky is raining, but instead we use tabki, which is crying, to explain the fact that the sky is raining. Next is kinaya al-mawsuf. Kinaya al-mawsuf is when we indirectly refers to a quality or characteristic of something without clearly stating it as well. For example, al-laylu sitrun lil-akili. The night is a veil for the wise. The term veil implies protection, privacy, and concealment, describing the nature of the night for a wise person. So for a wise person, the night is clear. The night is like protection for them. And it is not explicitly mentioned, but we can understand through the context.
Now I will explain the next rhetorical features, which is al-majaz and al-haqiqah. So al-majaz is you are not actually meaning what is the original word means. For example, the sentence given here is az-zahratu tabtasimu fil fasli. So the meaning is the flower is smiling in the class. Az-zahratu is the flower. However, in this sentence, the flower is not does not mean the real flower. The flower in the sentence indicates a person who is very beautiful, like a flower. So, the az-zahratu here is al-majaz. In this sentence, az-zahratu is mubtada marfu' bi dhammah. And then tabtasimu is khabar marfu' bi dhammah zahirah. And then fi is harful jar mabni ala sukun. And the al-fasli is majrurun bil kasrah al-zahirah. After al-majaz we have al-haqiqah, which is the truth. It is the original meaning of the words. So the sentence here is az-zahratu fil hadiqatu. The flower is in the garden. So the flower here is the real flower. So az-zahratu is mubtada marfu' bi dhammah zahirah. And then fi is harful jar mabni ala sukun. And al-hadiqah here, al-hadiqati is majrurun bil kasrah zahirah. Next rhetorical features is al-jinas. So al-jinas is when there is two words that is similar and resembles each other. However, its meaning is different. So al-jinas, there's two, which is jinas tam and jinas ghairi tam. So jinas tam is the two words is exactly the same in terms of all four aspects, which is anwa'ul huruf, the type of huruf, hayatul huruf, and then adadul huruf, which is the numbers of huruf, and then tartibul huruf, which is the arrangement of the huruf. So the sentence for jinas tam here is al-waqtu min zahabin wa qad zahaba. The meaning is time is money and it is gone. So al-waqtu here is mubtada marfu' bi dhammah ala sukun, and zahabin is majrurun bil kasrah zahirah. And then zahaba here is fi'il madhi mabni ala al-fathi. So the first zahabin means goal, and the second zahaba is the meaning is gone, it's go already. And so this is considered as jinas tam because it's exactly the same in terms of all 4 aspects mentioned before. And then for jinas ghairu tam, there is some similarity between 2 words. However, it is not completely the same. For example here, فَأَمَّا الْيَتِيمَ فَلَا تَقْهَرْ وَأَمَّا السَّائِلَ فَلَا تَنْهَرْ. So the words takhar and tanhar is almost the same, but it is a bit different from its anwa'ul huruf. So the first is takhar with qa, and the second is tanhar with nun. So we call it as jinas ghairu tam because it is not completely the same in terms of all 4 aspects.